All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are live and back with pre-market PulseScan, and today is Take Back Friday. Yes, it is Take Back Friday on this edition of pre-market PulseScan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. Wow, what a difference a nighttime can make. So, as you know, after the closing bell yesterday, as has been customary, the White House gave its briefing. The president came out, giving his coronavirus briefing, and he mentioned that like 29 states could reopen today, as early as today, but he did not say which states those were. But he gave some real, you know, fancy, encouraging talk, basically saying the worst of it is behind us. We had fewer deaths than anticipated, and all is great again. So that, of course, caused the futures markets to explode, with the Dow going up over 800 points and gold falling 15 bucks. All right, so that's pretty much the gist of it. That's what happened. And the question is going to be now, okay, how quickly can you really expect to get the economy back up and running again? Especially after there's been so much carnage, so much damage, and I do mean damage, irreparable damage. Companies have filed for bankruptcy. Multiple companies, especially the mom and pops, man, hundreds of them just getting totally wiped out. No way in the world they can come back. SBA loans have run out of money. All right. So this whole thing has been a farce and a fiasco, to say the least. And we still didn't get, any type of real debate going about the topic. Not at all. Not a real one. Not like a town hall. We're not ants asking the really, tough questions and things of that nature, because the government has squashed all of that. They will not tolerate any dissension among the ranks. And if you try to go to social media, well, they'll just delete your post and or ban your account. So it's not like you can really address the issues or address the needs of the public. You can attempt to the best way you can and know how, but at the end of the day, it's your government that decides what you hear, what you see, and what you know. And that's just it. At the end of the day, it's all in their hands, and the people are powerless to change that aspect or do anything about it. There is nothing that you can do about it. People claim that there's something they can do about it. People claim that, oh, us patriots will stand up. But as I read to you last night, that was only one state. That was Michigan. What about the other 49 states? See what I'm saying? Well, one person can make a difference. Not in this scenario. All right. That was hundreds of people, maybe even thousands, that stormed, uh, you know, their elected officials' offices and stuff. So, but nothing really came of that. All right. So let's get into the news. So China's economy suffered its first contraction in over 40 years, shrinking 7%, an extraordinary shock to the global economy. The last time China officially acknowledged a year-on-year fall in output was in 1976. Ray Dalio, Adam Levinson, and other hedge fund bosses posted record losses in an epically turbulent March. Around 75% of hedge funds posted losses last month, including 9 and 10 credit funds. That should let you know, folks. Just because someone starts a hedge fund and billions of dollars pour into said hedge fund doesn't mean those dudes know how to trade. Doesn't mean they know what they're doing. Anyone with good contacts and connections to rich, wealthy people can say, I'm starting a mutual fund or a hedge fund or whatever, private equity fund. Doesn't mean they know how to trade these markets. That's why I've been telling you guys for years. How can you be suffering such losses? All right, hedge funds are not mutual funds. All right, they can go short the market. They can get into the futures market. They can trade forex. They can do whatever they want. How are you losing money? Have you never heard of shorting the market? Obviously, they haven't. All right, so Uber withdraws its 2020 guidance and warned of a $2.2 billion write-down. The news comes just as Uber faces an employee backlash in California. Tim Cook said Apple has donated 30 million face masks and shipped 2 million of its own face shields. Apple announced it was making the face shields in early April and said it would ship around 1 million per week. French telecoms group Orange to cut dividend by 30%. The telecom operator said it would cut its dividend for the 2019 financial year by 30% and would review dividend policy for the 2020-2023 period. Amazon CEO in France hopes warehouses in the country can reopen very quickly. Amazon closed 6 French warehouses used to stock and package goods for shipment on Thursday until last April the 20th. Volvo Cars to restart production in Sweden next week. The luxury vehicles brand will reopen its Torlanda factory and offices in Sweden following a 3-week shutdown caused by the pandemic. Earnings expected. Schlumberger and Procter & Gamble are 2 of the highlights. As far as Fed data, whatever data, we got Baker Hughes U.S. oil rig count and the CFTC gold net positions are due for release. Those 2 should be quite interesting, to say the least. All right, so that is our initial overnight stuff. Let's see if I have anything else. Let's see. All right, some very interesting stuff. Let's see. Twitter outlaws political satire, civil disobedience with fresh bans of conservative influencers. Wow. Wow. And the censorship continues. Secret National Guard unit ready to enforce martial law in Washington, D.C. Wow, the 10,000 soldier airborne unit is ready to spring into action. I thought everything was good when we're opening up everything again. How can you be doing and saying 2 different things? Doesn't feel right, does it? So basically, this is it in a nutshell. The reason why the futures exploded is because there was hopeism, all right, on reopening the economy, getting closer to a corona cure, and basically just ignoring mountains of bad news. Let's see. European car registrations crashed most on record in March. For the first time ever, the Fed will monetize double the total Treasury issuance. Wow. Over half the world has asked the IMF for bailout to weather great lockdown recession. Wow. Okay, this right here is absolutely nuts. CBC instructs kids on how to shut down their parents' conspiracy theories. What? What? So they're teaching your children to be obnoxious and rude and disrespectful toward their parents? How in the world did, oh man, you can't make this stuff up, man. This is just absolutely absurd. ABC's news report gives kids advice on how to shut down conspiracy theories voiced by their parents about coronavirus being created by China in a lab. Yeah, but your president just said that, and so did Fox News. The presenter laments how somebody's dad may drop a message into chat blaming China for manufacturing the coronavirus with a link to a site you've never heard of. All right, which means translation. That's a link that's not, God forbid, mainstream media. That's basically what it is. Anything that's not mainstream media, they're dubbing fake news. The piece then features a woman from a group that combats misinformation online, who's probably a government agent, who urges the son or daughter not to get confrontational with their dad about, but to accuse him of being accurate and stirring fear. Wow, wow. Is Uncle Bob spreading COVID-19 misinformation in the family group chat? This doesn't have to be awkward. At one point in the piece, the reporter even suggests that conspiracy theories can be just as dangerous as a virus. Wow. Maybe send an article from a legitimate, that quote unquote, legitimate source, quoting credible scientists on why the virus wasn't manufactured, states the host. The suggested article, unsurprisingly, comes from the CBC and is entitled, "No, the new coronavirus wasn't created in a lab," scientists say. In reality, as Fox News sources confirmed last night, the coronavirus was indeed leaked from a laboratory in Wuhan. So to say it was manufactured isn't even much of a stretch. The virus was literally created in a lab. The irony of all this, of course, is that virtually nobody trusts the mainstream media. So when they attack conspiracy theories, it just makes more people believe them. When social media giants then get involved to censor information about the same conspiracy theories, that also bolsters the notion that they've accurately have their information is accurate because powerful interests are trying to stifle them. Take the news report below as an example, and this is a Channel 4. Doctors say 5G towers not cause of the coronavirus. A reporter who adopts a stereotypical fake news reporter accent, which normal people don't use when they talk to each other, tells the viewer that the conspiracy theory linking 5G to coronavirus is false. A doctor wearing a white lab coat inside what appears to be his own home to stress, fake authority, false authority, is then presented to call the conspiracy completely false. The doctor doesn't even explain why it's false. He could have pointed out, for example, that Iran was impacted by coronavirus, yet has no 5G network at all. But the news station just expects the viewer to believe him because he's an authority figure in uniform. In reality, as the comments below the video prove, the vast majority of people see the news report as desperate and hot key, making them believe the conspiracy theory to an even greater degree. My voice is being silenced by free speech hating Silicon Valley behemoths who want me disappeared forever. It is crucial that you support me. Please sign up for the free newsletter. Here is a link. Donate to me, blah, 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 blah. All right. I'll drop a link in the video chat. So yeah, you can't make this stuff up, people. So now that you have the mainstream with infighting, there's infighting in the mainstream media now. Now they're fighting because one channel, one station says this is in fact the truth, and we have fact checked it, and we have we have the information. Here it is right here, boom, in your face. But then another channel says, nah, that's fake news. So they're calling each other now fake news. But see, this is why we need to have these town hall type debate on live events, so that both sides can come and they can debate the issue and present their science, their scientific method to the audience, and then allow the audience at the end of the debate to ask questions of both sides. That's what you do. That's how you discuss a matter. That's how you enter into the marketplace of ideas. Once the government and the mainstream media stop short of that, there's a problem and there's something to hide. That's why they're desperately doing these desperate attempts to shut you down. And then they get their extensions of themselves, i.e. Facebook and Twitter and all that, to come in and back them up and just start deleting people. That's like going around and arresting people arbitrarily without any charges or any, and they haven't done any wrongdoing. You're just arresting people. That's ridiculous. But that's what you're doing. When you silence and marginalize and dismiss any type of argument or dissension, it does add validity to said argument. All right. And there's a difference between a conspiracy theory and a conspiracy fact. And there's also a difference between that and conspiracy analysis. Where's the conspiracy analysis? You're just dismissing the theory. If it was fake, why do you even have to spend energy and time and money combating it? I don't see them putting the same type of resources and money and time to combat the myth of Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or the Great Pumpkin. I don't see them doing that. I thought you said that misinformation is dangerous. Well, that's not stopping you from that. I see every year you're still pushing that one. How about the theory of evolution? How about how Darwinism has been debunked for over 100 years now, but yet you still push it as a scientific fact? You have failed to prove any shred of evidence to prove macroevolution. You can't do it. The fossil record that you claimed will bear you out actually exposed that you definitely are lying. And it's never happened. We have microevolution, which is evolution between species, but we do not have macro. All right. An elephant does not turn into a mouse. Okay. So because of that, we understand now that there is a big wall, a giant wall that is multiple stories high, and it surrounds the truth. And this wall is made of ice. The Game of Thrones showed us that an ice wall can be shattered. All right. But the powers that be, with their powerful social media and powerful mainstream media engines, control the flow of information. And they put up these giant ice walls around the truth in an effort to keep you from it. And every time someone tries to scale the wall, they have their guards sitting atop the wall, shooting arrows at the individuals, causing them to plummet to their death. They want to stifle individual thought. They want to stifle the intellectual process of discovery. We no longer have free-flowing marketplaces of ideas. All we have now is propaganda and obedience. They want you obedient slaves and servants. How dare you question your masters? We told you this was science. It's not science. Science is a nebulous term. It's scientific method that we're talking about, not science. When you just say science, you're talking about the religion of science. You're basically talking about alchemy. We're not talking about alchemy. We're talking about scientific method. What scientific methods did you employ to come to arrive at your conclusions? And has it really been vetted out by your peers? And I don't mean the ones that have been bought and paid for, the ones that have been threatened, the ones that have been co-opted, the ones that you have something on them, the ones that you threaten with their livelihood and they'll be ostracized and laughed out of the community and lose their career. Because that's the bullying tactics that they use. If someone comes out and says, look what I've discovered, if it goes against their dogma, that individual will be ostracized, that individual will be marginalized, that individual will be put away. All right? So please understand that. That's the world we live in. That ice wall has to come down. I think that's the first step in taking back not just the economy, but also taking back our government, taking back everything. It all starts with destroying that ice wall. The ice wall has to come down. If we can penetrate and get that ice wall to collapse, then I think that we'll be in a far better position as a nation. All right. If we can overcome and get rid of the propaganda and the strong-armed bully tactics, if we can do away with the militarization of the truth, we'll be fine. Because that's where it has to come down to. And then we have to have complete and utter transparency when it comes to our government. No one is above the law. No one gets to be above the law. And this whole thing, oh, national security. No, absolutely not. Because if it really is a matter of national security, then everyone that is part of that nation should be in on it and should know what's going on. We need transparency in government. And if you really want transparency in government, sorry guys, but it starts at the Federal Reserve level. The Federal Reserve needs to be audited along with Fort Knox. If we can audit that Fed with an independent third party that is 100% free of entanglements, all right, if they could be allowed to do their job without interference, without someone kidnapping dude's mother and him getting a secret text or phone call saying, I got your mama. Do as we say, or you'll never see her again. What you're going to say is that the gold in Fort Knox checked out, and you're going to say that the Fed, after you audited them, they've done an impeccable job. That's what you're going to say. And if you don't say it, well, kiss your mama goodbye. All right? That's how they do you. That's how they do. That's how these things play out. You think you're finally getting some type of peace. You think you're getting, some real scrutiny, and you're not. You're not even close to it. You're nowhere near it. It's not happening. It's not going to happen because that's what they do. All right? We have to be able to penetrate the ice wall, folks, of truth. So much is being kept away from the American people. There has to be a way to take back the government. The government has gotten too big and too powerful. They get to do everything with impunity. No one can check them. They are unchecked. It's an unchecked secret society. There's nothing you can do to penetrate the wall. The wall has to come down, folks. It really does. And I have no idea how that's going to happen. But I know that it does definitely start with the free flowing of information and ideas. The marketplace of ideas has to be opened up Everything has to be opened up to debate when we're talking about scientific method. It has to be. The whole global warming thing was blown to pieces. The man-made global warming was blown to pieces. How is it still alive and kicking and moving forward even after it's been exposed as a lie? What happened? Remember, they had thousands of fake scientists. And I say fake scientists because anyone who's willing to compromise their principles for money, you're fake. You're not real. All right, because again, they shut down the debate on that too. Remember Al Gore's? The debate is over. No, you never really had one. You used the power of your mainstream media to shut down all dissent. And they have so many different tactics and ways to do that. And it's really sad. It really is. And so you dumb down your citizenry starting from the time that they can walk and use language to such a degree that now they can't even dissent, even if they wanted to. They lack the mental acumen to do so. They can't intellectualize and internalize anything. The only thing that they're free to do is move about on their emotions. Everything's on an emotional level. Oh, you've triggered me. You can't even have a conversation with anyone these days about someone. Oh, you triggered. So-and-so got triggered because their brainwashing has been so complete and so thorough. And it's been lasting for decades. We are in a mess. And one day rally does not a trend make. Yeah, the market pop. Yeah, that's great. You'll be able to take some money off the table today. That's great. But I warn you, I still think the worst is probably yet to come because there's so much damage. There is so much damage right now to the global economy to such a degree that I don't think it will ever be the same again. And it won't be. A lot of companies are pretty much gone at this point. There's no way they can get that back. So I believe it's going to get a lot worse, like I told you before it gets better, a lot worse. All right, a whole lot worse. And then it's going to lead to food shortages and famine. And then that leads to war, which produces more famine. And then after a while, that's when I think we will see the super cycle of capitalism, global capitalism, because really don't really have that yet, but we will. It's going to be on a whole nother level. But all of this will be going on and operating within this new technological police state, prison planet. So anyway, with all that said, it's Take Back Friday. I'm expecting the markets to do and be just as they are. I'm not expecting too much to happen today. All right. Everything happened pretty much after the president spoke last night. You can see here with the Dow being up 558 points on the futures. NASDAQ 100 futures is up 76.5. S&P up 56.5. You got your Russell up 46.8. You got your Bitcoin Composite Futures Index down $70. It's trading at 7,035. All right. After hitting 72.35 in the overnight. So it's near the lows of the session right now. Nat gas up 11 cents at $1.80. Crude oil is at $25.12, down 40 cents. I expect the June contract today to be all over the place because there's a lot of contract rollover happening. People have to reposition themselves out of the May contract and into the June contract. All right, and we do have contango going on, okay? So with that being said, man, it's going to be weird. It's going to be a little bit of weirdness today. But like I said, give it about a day or two, and the oil should start to straighten out. In addition to that, I see already the futures. Well, actually, no. The ETFs are starting to take some shape here. For example, the inverse ETF DTO for the futures is up almost 15 bucks, which is interesting. OIH is up $2.98, and I think it's doing that to reflect the rollover because there was a $6 difference in the oil price. Now UCO and USO, those are down. UCO down a nickel, USO down 18. So I'm definitely not going to get filled there, at least not right now anyway, which is kind of what I was anticipating anyway. And I think I did explain that to you all, that once we put certain trades on, you can pretty much expect a no fill for a few days while the market settles down and chooses a direction and things of that nature. So that's exactly what I was thinking. All right, so your markets are doing exactly as I anticipated for now, but I'm still watching the USO and the DBO. I like both of those for right now, so I'm just watching those to see what they do and how they move over the course of today. See how they close today, and then we'll check and see how they do on Monday. Like for instance, the DBO, that's the ETF, that's the long crude oil ETF futures. All right, so that one basically, it does need to close today above $6.15. And that's exactly what it's trading at right now. If it can close above that, then that will open the door for more buying for next week. So that's really all it needs to do. Doesn't have to do a whole bunch because it's already there now. But on the future side, this one needs to close above $19.50, which, because we're not in May anymore, that right there is actually going to be irrelevant. So we'll have to wait for the readjustment. We'll see what the new front month where it closes and things of that nature at, and then we'll know. We'll have more information. So because of the contract rollover, the crude futures one that will roll over today. So at the end of today, we should have the front month data in on the future. So you'll see that come Sunday night. Actually, I should say Sunday afternoon. You'll have that before the market opens, so you'll know what's what on that. Okay, as far as me updating my open positions, I'm still long the Russell. I got stopped out on the DXD, which was anticipated. It was a very small position. What I was going to do was leg in if it was looking like we were going to actually start running to the downside. And it kind of did look that way before the president said what he said last night. I was expecting more of the same because we did have negative momentum coming into today's session. So that changed everything when he said what he said. So that went out the window. And what it did is it made my long position in the Russell shine. And it made the initial leg in on the DXD stop out. So we cut the losers, which is what you do, and you let your winners run. So we're letting the winners run today. All right, let's see here. As far as gold, you see gold is down like 15 bucks right now, trading at 17.17, so $1,717. We're looking at the June futures contract. All right, so it is back above 1700. It did rally to 1738. It got close to having a bearish 2-bar Charlie for today. So because it didn't technically hit the 2-bar Charlie, it's not doomed to be an all-day down day or close in the red. It can actually rally into the close and close in the green because it did not hit an actual 2-bar Charlie. It got close but didn't. So there's some hope there. It doesn't mean it can't still act like it did and close down and be down all day. All right, so that's gold is something to watch. As far as silver is concerned, silver doesn't have a TBC either, but it is down 20 cents and it's trading at $15.42. Your dollar did get above par last night before pulling back to 99.79. So it's trading right near the low of the session, which was 99.69. All right, so like I said, the dollar is having a problem with par. It's having a serious problem with par. It just can't hold it for whatever reason. So that's something that has to be watched as well. Also, I'm noticing because of that gap up also, we could get some backing and filling. If we don't see it today in the stock indexes, we'll probably see it Sunday. All right. And then Monday could be a quiet day. And then the market could possibly resume the rally on Tuesday. But again, this is all contingent on how the markets move today and where we go from here. All right. And looking at the report from last night, looking at last night's report, it would suggest that the markets are going to continue to rally, not just today, but possibly into Monday, Sunday night into Monday. So I will reevaluate when the report comes out Sunday afternoon, and we'll take a look and see from there. But as what I'm looking at right now, at this moment, it's looking like we're going to see a continuation pattern by Tuesday. All right. So that's all I got for now, you guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Remember, we do not do end of day reports on Friday. I like to get my weekend kicked off. So that's how we roll. I will be back Monday morning for the pre-market PulseScan. All right. And yes, you guys, please go over to PulseWaveTrading.com. If you haven't already done so, you can open up a free account with us. All right. We do have the free trade of the week that we do. Cost you nothing, so you can follow along with us. Even put some money in your pocket. That's just our way of giving back. We do one trade a week like that. But you're really going to want to come on over. $69 a month to get started. All right. And you'll be able to be a subscriber of the PulseWave reports. You'll get this report that comes out this Sunday, and you'll have the power of the pulse waves in your hand. We'll show you how to read the reports and how to start breaking bread with us, making some money. You're going to need to do that because, like I told you, they're coming for your jobs. All right. You gotta have a secondary income stream. You have to. All right, because if that job is taken and you lose it, how you gonna eat? You know what I'm saying? So handle your business, fam. And this week was an incredible week. The free trade of the week once again just killed it in the market. Go post waves. All right, so remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get starving. Remember to take what you can and give nothing back. I'm out.